saying though, even if it really happened and he could prove that it happened, big deal.
I mean,
You know,
sure, if it happened, but it's like,
and
what
I'm sure
personal experience
Daniel
are you so weak?
Mary's not the center of his belief system. It's just part of it. Correct, Daniel? Or am I, putting words in your mouth?
No,
No,
no.
it's the
I
center.
worship the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Now,
And then you venerate Mary, basically, right? I'm
He were
guessing.
yeah,
he
I venerate her because she's the Mother of God.
And I venerate the
I didn't
KJV
believe I
because
was
it's
worthy to
God's
actually
word.
speak to Jesus Christ. I was an occultist at the time. I was afraid to actually
But I
approach
mean,
him directly.
Hebrews,
So intercession
well,
is
Hebrews.
really powerful for that. But I will say
Well, I don't
this,
know
that
why.
at the end of time, I'll just say this one last thing.
Mhm.
At the end of time, when everything is revealed, Tim will actually recognize that this really did happen, and he will have to answer for that.
There you go.
Well, Tim's here.
Ninja, did you want to say something? You
Yeah,
got
I
a
was
thought?
just, bro, I already lost my thought. Wait,
Oh, sorry, bud.
bro, what were we talking earlier? Burning bushes, just a moment ago. Oh yeah. You were talking about how
We're-
you were not going directly to Jesus, but Hebrews 4 says we can go directly to Jesus. So I don't know why you're so like afraid to go direct.
We can, but I was afraid to because I was saying lies about Jesus Christ as an occultist. So I didn't feel
I mean,
worthy to speak to him directly.
yeah, but you should, but
Did you feel ashamed, Daniel, and not the word you just used? I forgot what you even used. But I mean, was it more like you're
How can you
embarrassed that
change
you
your
were saying
profile
those things
picture
about
I
here?
it?
said I didn't feel worthy. Yeah, I was ashamed. I was actually very
Okay, there you
fearful
go.
of
That I
Christ.
can understand. Okay. I don't
Well,
put
I'm
words in your
trying to
mouth.
bring
How
Zeld
can you
here.
how can
And
you change your profile picture here?
right click on the three dots
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
in
Tim,
the upper right hand corner.
Oh,
The
Tim's
avatar.
here. So Tim, if we're gonna do a debate, it's got to be Mariology. It can't just be like a yes or no like question.
And it'd be over with.
Well, even that though, the issue of Marian worship being ancient is not a yes or no. There's plenty of historical sources that debunk that.
Well, that could be brought up during the debate on Mariology, but it will be a very short debate if it's just whether or not the early church venerated Mother Mary.
Right.
You don't seem to
I would also
understand how
say it's very easy to prove from my perspective.
you don't seem to understand how debates work. We need we're gonna have a format, it's timed and everything like that. So it can't just be Mariology in general. We have to niche down. So we'd have to do is the assumption of Mary true, for example?
That could be one of them. You pick wisely, and think about from your perspective as a dispensationalist, what is your Mariology? That's something you might need to research a little bit.
Well, that's why we're doing it on a specific topic like that. If it would be like the assumption of Mary, we'd focus on that.
That'd be too quick.
No, it wouldn't.
Is that your formal debate response? Nuh-uh.
No, it wouldn't though.
Oh, I like
it
the
would not be too quick.
Yeah, best country on earth.
I like that. I might need to get one myself, I guess, for my grandmother.
I'm just throwing out examples out there.
Speaking of somebody who did debate, you're wrong about the format. As a matter of fact, when your opening is an affirmative proposition, meaning you are laying out
I understand
basically your entire argument. It's not a question, first of all. That comes later and only if you have cross-examination. What you're talking about is a supporting point in your argument. And no, you can't dedicate your entire opening to a specific point in your argument. That's ridiculous.
What? Yes, it can take it can take easily 20 minutes, even if you on a short historical proposition.
No, I'm just saying if you're allotted a specific time for your opening, that is for your opening. That is not an allotted time for a question that has to do with point regarding your debate. The way you're talking about a debate format shows me that you don't know much about debate format. That's what I'm saying.
I barely said anything about the debate format.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So in your opening statement, you would say, what do you think Mary's place is in your worship of God? You explain that. In a certain amount of allotted time, and then I would explain from the Orthodox perspective what is the place of Mary in our worship of God, and then from there, we could parse it out.
Well, yeah, I have a format, but we just have to pick a proper topic. That's why I threw out there, for example, is the assumption of Mary true, or something else related to Mariology?
That's not a topic. That's a point in a topic. Mariology would be a
No,
topic.
that is a topic. That is definitely a topic.
See, you definitely don't know how debates work.
It requires several different sources and things. I already know the sources that the Orthodox use for the assumption of Mary.
Smart man.
It's definitely. So what kind of debate are you trying to have? Is this like a Lincoln Douglas debate or a cross-examination debate? Either way, you're doing it wrong. But is it supposed to be more like a Lincoln Douglas or more like a cross-examination?
Like, am I talking to you or am I talking to Daniel? I mean,
no, because you're talking about it as if. No, I'm asking because
this is why I don't come on these panels.
I was here before you. No, because I'm asking because you're okay. I'm asking because you're speaking about it as if it's a cross-examination debate.
Tim, it's only the woman. It's not the other.
Again, what I've said is the cross-examination debate isn't usually used in philosophical discussions because it doesn't fit. That would be more Lincoln Douglas format. But you're not talking about a Lincoln Douglas format.
Pixie, am I talking to you? Am I talking to you at all?
Oh, so you don't know debate formats and you just want to pretend you do. Got it. No, I got it. You can't answer. It's okay.
Whatever. Hey, Daniel, have you eaten that crash?
Yeah, I'm the crackhead. Okay.
Yeah, you look like a crackhead.
I'm going to.
Do I? How do you know? How do you know what crackheads look like? You know a lot of them. You hang out with them.
Wait,
that you spend your time with.
Did he just call you a crackhead, Dixie?
He did, and then he said I look like a crackhead.
Wow,
so I'm wondering.
The ad hominem didn't take long at all for Tim.
I mean,
I'm surprised you missed it.
He knows what crackheads look like so well. I want to know why he's close to so many of them.
You don't need to know really a lot about.
What a weirdo!
It's called Google.
Tim, you can't even handle a normal conversation, let alone a formal debate. Like, you go to ad hominems instantly, like that.
Yep.
As soon as somebody's proving you wrong, you just discredit them.
No, I'm trying to.
I think he's jealous because he must be obese. I think he's obese, and that's why he's calling me a crackhead.
I've seen Tim. He's so jacked.
Oh my gosh, dude.
No, he's super skinny.
No, he's
Hold on,
pretty
everybody.
jacked.
I'm just being ridiculous. I don't care what he looks like. I'm being ridiculous because he's being ridiculous.
I mean,
I'm like 94 pounds, which is why I assumed that he made the crackhead joke. But whatever.
Dan is a crackhead for Jesus.
Go ahead. Try to keep everyone calm. Go ahead, Tim. What you have to say to Daniel?
Well, yeah, I was trying to say we need to find a topic, just kind of like
we did. Mariology. Yes or no?
It's too.
We either do it or we don't do it, Tim. Like,
it's too
broad. In your court.
I'm saying we niche down.
Wait. How's
that too broad, man? You probably have a very small Mariology in your dispensationalist belief.
Dude, how is a Mariology a yes or no question? Because you are like, there's no yes or no.
It's not a yes or no question. That's the whole point of a debate. It's not a yes or no question. The yes or no question is whether or not he will do it. Will he do the debate on Mariology? Yes or no?
Okay. Well, you were very unclear the first time, so I was just wondering.
Yeah. You don't like to listen. You like to talk.
No. You said Mariology and then yes or no, so it was pretty unclear. So I just. Well, that's what you clearly said.
Yeah. When you don't listen to people, it's very unclear. I know.
I already said that we will do it on Mariology, but we have to find a topic within Mariology to go after.
You can do that.
We could do the assumption of Mary. I mean, I'm good with that.
The assumption of Mary, that's too narrow and too specific. It would not be a debate. It needs to be a broad topic that you can take from many different angles. So that can be one of the angles that you come at. Do you understand how a debate works? Like, you can bring up the assumption during the debate. That's how it works.
And just so you know, I'm a pothead, not a crackhead. Did you get it right?
Go, girl.
So you're even dumber. Okay.
Wow.
I mean, she's already a woman. So
says the neo-Nazi.
Yeah, you think pot's worse for you than crack? Are you serious? you know very little about drugs.
Exactly. Except that
Well,
No,
he,
it just
pretty good.
either one makes you stupid. So
They're very
and which
different.
one's
One's a
Timmy?
stimulant. Which one's a stimulant, Tim?
so the Orthodox are supposed to be holy and sanctimonious is promoting pot.
I don't see him promoting it. He's differentiating.
Yeah, I said
Mary,
crack
Mary
is
is
worse
ashamed
than
of you,
pot.
man.
Wow, Tim.
Mary would be ashamed of you.
Wow. And God would be ashamed of you, Tim. So I guess you're kind of.
Well, his God is
called
Mary,
out.
so
Yeah, and your God is the KJV. So there you go.
good one.
Yeah, don't you
Yeah.
think that's idol worship to think that only the KJV is the only legitimate word of
He
God?
doesn't like that. He doesn't like that when you say that he worships the KJV when he does.
Yeah, that seems like idolatry.
I don't.
Well, you wouldn't. You're only 15 there, Ninja Boy.
What?
I was also a straight A
You need to find
student,
new
so
heroes, is what
it
I
must
got
have must have made me so dumb because I was a straight A student and all.
What did you
I
say,
must have
Azra?
been so dumb.
And you read a lot, Pixie, so
I do
come
read a
across
lot. That's
educated,
one of
so-
my favorite. I like to write and I like to read. Yep. I got, I went through pre-law straight A's because I'm so dumb.
And you know what? Timmy hasn't even went through puberty yet.
I'm so dumb.
You went through ICP puberty.
Yeah, a juggalo dropped.
Yeah, the juggalo rite of passage.
Tim's butt roasting. And
I even got debate scholarships because I'm so dumb, guys. I'm so dumb. They gave me debate scholarships.
Then you're silly.
So dumb.
So dumb.
I did get to make the state champion cry during cross-examination once, and that was fun.
Oh, you're such a bully, Dixie.
The funny thing is, I only did to them what they did to me. I was like, I don't like that pushy tactic of yours. I don't think that was fair. So now I'm going to do it to you. And they didn't like it, and they cried.
Sorry about that.
But you're mean, Dixie.
Yeah. So
I
again,
can
is
be.
the assumption of Mary true, Daniel? We can debate that.
And also, when you say the assumption, what do you mean? Do you mean in the Catholic or the Orthodox sense? Do you know the difference?
The Orthodox view that she went up to heaven.
When? After her death or before before her death?
I believe it was after her death.
Yeah, the Catholics believe it's before her death. The Orthodox believe it's after.
Right.
Either way, there is no body of Mary, so that's pretty clear through tradition, at least.
All right, let's debate that and find out if that's true.
Yeah, and just a simple conversation, like, and this is what I mean by it, like, this is how easy it is to defeat that. So if you think that the traditions are false, what faith do you have? Because all of it is tradition, including the Bible. It's just written down.
Again, save it for the debate. If we're going to debate, then let's do
No, I don't have to save it for the debate. This is the whole point. If you make it this simple, it will be done in 15 seconds.
No, dude, we have a format.
Because I already defeated you.
Yeah. So we can
think about it. If you don't put any faith in the traditions, how do you not see the Bible as a collection of tradition?
Daniel, I challenge
it was
you.
It was compiled by the church.
To a formal debate on the assumption of Mary, whether or not it is true.
They venerated Mother Mary before they compiled the canon of Holy Scripture, Tim. Do you see how ridiculous it is? Like, I can easily defeat you in this. That's why it has to be a larger topic.
So why do
so
you
it can extend the pleasure.
If it's such an easy topic, then let's actually do it in a real structured formal debate. Instead of you
there you
whining in
go.
your car.
We will.
Okay.
It's not whining. It's me winning. You put an H in there.
No, that's whining.
You keep that H for making Heck nervous.
Or making hell laugh.
But so either way, yeah, we can formally debate, but it's got to be a larger topic than just something that I can easily school you in like 15 seconds. Be like, well, that doesn't really make consistent sense. You got faith in tradition, but you don't have faith in tradition. Where do you draw the line? Or like, what about apostolic tradition being having over 1,000 years of precedence, and then you have your strange new doctrine with this dispensationalism?
Daniel, you want to talk about restraint? You show zero restraint. I literally said we'll do a formal debate, and you're sitting over here ranting and going on about it.
Okay, I took care of Timmy.
Yeah, is that okay with you? Do I have permission to do that?
Well, I don't. You wanted to whine about me not showing restraint, yet you're doing the same crap.
He thinks I can't talk about like the same things that we're going to talk about in a debate. He's like, save it for then. Save it for then.
Because well, that's kind of the point. Dude.
I didn't
That's
say
why,
that you didn't
that's why
show
you do a
restraint.
formal
You show
debate.
lots of restraint, Tim. What are we talking about here? You have a door of enclosure about your lips, don't you, buddy?
See, the hypocrisy is overwhelming.
Yeah, that's a joke because you say blasphemous things about the Mother of God when you get
Oh
upset.
yeah, you're the devil that you worship. You mean?
And you've had to apologize for it before. Do you still stand by your apologies?
The devil that showed you a vision when you were dying. Okay.
Wow.
Yes or no?
That's all I got to say is wow. Despicable.
Silence.
This man's over here seeing devils.
Do you still apologize for when you said gross things about Mary and you apologize publicly on the stream?
I apologize.
Do you still stand by that, or do you take it back now?
You still?
Do you take it back?
No. No. Yeah, I was sorry about that.
You're still sorry.
Again,
okay.
When you
now, how do you show? Now, how? Oh, just hold on. Let me just finish my point. How do you show that you're sorry through your actions?
Welcome back, Pixie.
I left.
So, are we gonna do a formal debate?
I thought.
Yep.
I might have.
For this debate,
when's the time? Yeah, when are we doing this?
Where you're doing it? That's what I want to know. So if I know if I'm listening to this or not.
Gangster Ghost channel.
I'm there.
No, we're making hell.
100% Gangster Ghost. It's not on your channel unless you want to do it on my channel.
You don't want real moderation.
You want to do it on Burning Bushes?
So you want to do on this channel where there's no moderator, or your channel where you have control.
It's easy to get a moderator on any stream, Tim.
Then let's do it. Let's do it on Standing for Truth then.
Donnie sucks. The most biased.
I'm not doing that. I don't. No. I'm not close to SFT.
We'll do it
on Gangster Ghost.
That's on Gangster Ghost. Who's going to moderate?
Brother Pike.
Yeah, Brother Pike.
Yeah. Would that be good?
I got to see how he backs out of this one.
Yeah, he's too scared.
Yeah, I guess. No, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
All right. Sounds like a deal. Gangster Ghost. Brother Pike is the moderator. What time?
I'll get back to you on the time. I guess probably in a couple of weeks from now.
Yeah, that sounds better for me too, because I got a lot of stuff going on this weekend.
And you don't even have to study, Daniel. You know that.
Oh, and I don't plan to.
Okay, so the topic is the assumption of Mary true?
No, the topic is Maryology.
No, it's the assumption of Mary.
You got to take 2 steps back with this guy.
Good grief, dude.
He never agreed to that topic, Timmy.
I never.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it just on the assumption of Mary. That's not a debate.
Yeah. Make sure you do it on Tim's channel where he can control all the aspects of the debate as well.
I already said it's going to be on here. I already agreed to that, but now Daniel's changing the topic all of a sudden.
No, he never changed the topic because he said that could be.
I said Maryology from the start, buddy, and everybody knows that.
You said yes.
Everybody's seen the stream. Dude. You can't lie about that.
Yeah, El Mary, did he not say yes?
I wasn't listening so closely.
Okay. Well, again, it's.
Sorry, Whispers. Were you not able to simp for
I've
10
made
like
it clear that is too small and narrow.
Whispers?
I can't.
Oh, it's hard to say it with his chest.
Tim is right about everything that he's ever said. Tim is absolutely correct about
everything. Let's see where he said that. He called you a monkey. How's it? There it is. What up, Aiden Monkey? EM.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll let you get back to being sexist towards Pixie, even though you're such a man. You can't raise your voice above 5 decibels. Sorry, my bad. Let me hear you whisper manlily some more.
The thing is, I don't hate the way I look. That's the thing. Like, I know I'm not like super.
Do you think people who don't like Mother Mary have a problem with women?
Typically people who embody the word of God don't like ad hom people and call them crackheads just because they're saying things over the internet that the other person doesn't like. That's typically more in keeping.
One time I did look like, to be fair. No, I actually
What do
don't.
you think
But
you
to be
look like,
fair, one
Tim?
time I did look
A
like a crack
neo-Nazi.
fairy, but that was because the stage makeup they put me in. It was lots of glitter. It looked cool on stage, but
I
up
think
close it did not look cool.
Tim doesn't like women, including Mary. He's never even held
Tim,
a
do you
woman
think you're going to
hand.
be able to keep those ad homs down during the formal debate? Do you think you're going to be able to
No.
like stick to like attacking the subject rather than the person?
Apparently,
You can go to my.
Apparently, you have not seen my formal debates I've already done.
You can go to my
I'm just
channel
asking
and
because you're not demonstrating that here.
Maybe because everybody here insults each other all the freaking time. Like, you guys are the biggest bunch of hypocrites. You all call each other names. You all say crap to
I
each
don't
other.
remember
Shut
ever
up.
calling. I don't remember ever calling
Dude,
Pixie
you
a
call people
crackhead.
names
I don't
all the
ever
time.
call her
I don't ever.
I don't think I ever
I've
said that.
call
Yeah.
her anything.
All
Yeah, you might not have to
you
speak for
call
yourself
me
on that
really
one,
Wait,
Tim.
quick
wait.
on,
Just a question.
guys-
Just a question,
Wait,
Tim.
hold
What did
on.
Pixie
I've
call you?
never-
Wait. Hold on. What did Pixie call you, Tim? Before you said that to her, what did she call you exactly?
Are you kidding me?
What?
When she talks
No,
about
no. What did she call you?
swallowing crap, when she
She
talks about
called
the
him
swallowing
wrong.
crap,
That's the only thing
are
she
you
did.
kidding me? Are you kidding me? Does every
You
time
know
she
what?
talks
I
about
said,
What
you know,
happened?
no.
Pixie.
No. I said, it's because
this
I said we
disgusting
can't.
little
It's
crackhead
because
that talks about me not swallowing. She
It's
wants to
because
sit here
you
and whine
said
about
that
me
he
calling her a
can't
it's
crackhead.
debate.
because you
It's
eat.
because
He
you
doesn't
said
even
that
know.
She
he
No,
can't
stands beside that and
understand the
insults me
debate.
all
it's
the time,
because
but when I do it, all of
It's
a sudden I'm
because
wrong. No,
no,
Pixie,
it's
you're a
because he doesn't
disgusting
know what
little
it's about.
wicked
I'm not
crackhead.
the one.
That's
Look,
what you are.
you were
Disgusting
Tim,
the
little
knock it
wicked
one.
off.
crackhead whore.
You were the
Keep
one
demonstrating what a
eating.
man you
First
are
of all,
by
I
over
am.
talking Pixie
See,
every 2 seconds.
see
Just keep
now
You
I'm
know
demonstrating
what?
what a
I
man you
don't
are.
okay.
understand how, like, when I say something to you, but you
He
get to say
just
crap to me all
called
the
me
time
a
in the side chat.
crackhead and a whore. Do I not
And
get
a
to
whore.
respond?
Right.
And who's the
All
Let her
right,
person who
thank
respond.
you.
started insulting
First
Hey
of
me?
Tim,
all,
do you
I'm
mind
not a
letting her respond?
whore.
Thanks.
I'm
Hey,
not a
Pixie,
whore, and I'm not a
who
crackhead, and I
again?
don't look
Pixie,
like
who
one.
was the first one
Second
who
of
started
all, the
insulting me?
reason I
You started
say
insulting me.
the
You started
reason
insulting me.
I
You
say
started insulting me.
okay,
You
can
started
he shut
insulting
up?
me.
Can you shut him
You
up for
started
2 seconds,
insulting me.
please?
Yeah, can
Oh,
He's
someone
already
whine
mute
called
to the
me
Tim?
all kinds of
moderator,
names.
Mute Tim.
bellyache. Oh, whine to the moderator.
Tim is literally
Bellyache,
just
bellyache.
filibustering right
Can
now.
Bellyache,
Tim is
somebody use the
literally just
pause?
filibustering
bellyache.
and
Oh, you're
preventing anybody
bellyache.
I
else
Oh,
from
sat
you're
here.
progress.
bellyache.
I
Oh, you're
He's
sat here.
literally
bellyache.
just filibustering at this
Oh
point.
my
I
Yeah,
goodness.
please
sat
It's
mute
here
so
He's
while
Tim.
literally
difficult
just
until you guys
repeating
can't handle
himself
it. Oh,
can
just
and
bellyaching.
filibustering.
I
Look
Oh,
at
sat
him.
here
just
while
It's
he
so
called
filibustering and
pathetic.
me
Look
a
how
bellyaching.
whore
desperate he is
and a
right
Filibustering
now.
and
crackhead.
Look,
Can
bellyaching.
I
You guys
not
do it to everybody
it,
respond?
else. Filibustering and
Can I not
bellyaching.
respond?
Filibustering and
Pixie,
bellyaching. And
Pixie,
I
every other
sat
rage.
person.
here
He's
while he
rage hitting
called
you
me.
right now.
Here's the point. No, I don't. Here's the thing, though.
He's
I
rage
say
baiting
that
you.
in a half joking. No, he knows why I say that. I say that in a half joking manner because he comes up here and he eats on mic, and it's something that, like, I have already said in the past, makes me irrationally angry. He's not the only one I say it about. I also say it about Bruce because Bruce also comes up here and just right into the mic, and it's fucking gross. Swallow before you unmute. That's what it means. And if you don't like that I say
Yeah,
it,
so how's that
maybe
an
don't come
ad-hom?
up here and gob on camera, you weirdo.
Who was eating
No,
on camera?
Pixie, hold on. I need to say something here. The reason why Tim got so triggered and why he said all those things about you is because you didn't actually say anything that was an ad hominem attack. You insulted the fact that he was not capable of understanding what a debate was, and that got at his pride and his ego and his sense of entitlement so much that he resorted in return to calling you all of those things in lieu of an actual argument, which he did not have against you. You didn't have anything to actually refute the points that you were making towards him about the structure of a debate. He didn't have anything of the sort. So instead, he just went after you and attacked you personally. That's the reason why he resorted to that. It has nothing to do with the swallowing crap. Tim's just trying to throw up a smoke screen to obfuscate the fact that he's a small man with a very large ego and a very large sense of himself.
Right. Narcissist.
Did this just happen, like just now?
Yeah. Dixie
Damn
was
it,
stupid
dude!
enough
I
to tell
missed it.
Timmy he was wrong.
My connection keeps
Anyways.
like lagging out, and I like just missed that. So now I'm gonna have to like go to YouTube and rewatch it.
Hey, Whispers, do you have anything sexist to say against Pixie so I can mollywop you on that before I can get back to work, or do you want to save that for when I'm gone like a real man?
I'll save it when the time comes.
Okay, you're going to choose option B. Sounds good. Okay, have a good one, everybody. Talk to you later.
Later,
See you, Aiden.
Aiden.
Who's he talking about? Choosing option B.
I think
know.
he was just joking. He was
Yeah, Dick,
joking
we
around.
need to-
He said, "Did you have anything sexist to say to me while he was here, or were you going to be a real man and wait till he was gone?" He was just joking.
Right.
Yeah, Dixie,
Yeah.
don't ever tell Timmy he's wrong
That's-
again, please.
That's like the fun of debating Tim for anybody is he'll
Oh, it's
always
triggering him.
freak out and
Yeah.
make himself look like an
Yeah.
asshole in front of everybody, and then leave.
And that's literally just a conversation. On a debate, it's gonna be so much worse.
Oh,
That's why I don't need to do any homework for this. He's gonna hang himself like so easily.
See, and think
Damn
about
it,
it, I
dude.
wouldn't even debate the little twit because that would piss him off even more. Oh, I lost another opportunity to debate how great I am.
I wish I
Yeah,
could have
well,
seen
he's
him
been
just
using
blow
that
up.
as like his go-to lately is just like formally debate me, bro. So it's like I gotta call him out on this bluff here because like if it really was a debate, I mean I'm pretty confident that I'm correct. So
Well,
If
you
you
yeah,
did it
I'm
on
totally
making
down
hell
for it.
nervous,
But-
if you do it on making hell nervous,
you just
own it. So you may be able to like make him show his true colors to like all those people. Because I don't think
yeah, but the thing about
they
it
ever
is, if
watch
he has
this
a
stuff.
debate, Clay, if he has a debate though, no matter where it's at, his little cronies will follow him around. And
Yeah,
maybe
Yeah.
even-
they'll come to Gangster Ghost stream for
Yeah.
sure. And
Yeah.
that way,
did it
like he won't
before.
be able to just like delete it because he's like, oh man, I looked really dumb up there on second
Right.
thought. Like it'll actually be saved.
So like,
Because them
what
other
are you
dudes
guys
he rolls
doing?
around with aren't mean like that. Like they don't insult people.
Newman.
Yeah, they're like really young people. I mean, there's this one friend
Yeah.
that's on the stream right now. Like he does kind of say the N-word, but other than him, they're pretty
I could
chill.
barely hear them.